Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, February 2nd, and I'm your host, Brian Boudreau. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, Norwood police respond to an incident at the Hampton Inn, a new age grocery store opens, and Dr. Sal Perla updates us on the construction at Norwood Hospital. But first, we start off on Norwood News with a solemn note. On Sunday morning, a young teen from Norwood was killed in what officials say is a targeted shooting in Boston's Mattapan neighborhood. The victim was identified as 13-year-old Tyler Lawrence. Lawrence, a student of the Coakley Middle School, was loved by his peers and teachers. The Norwood Public Schools released a statement regarding the death of Lawrence. The Norwood Public Schools are deeply saddened to inform the community that Coakley Middle School student Tyler Lawrence passed away unexpectedly on Sunday. On behalf of the entire Norwood Public Schools community, we offer our sincerest and heartfelt condolences to Tyler's family, friends, and loved ones following this senseless tragedy. Tyler Lawrence was a well-loved and valuable member of our Coakley community. His bright smile was on display every morning, and he made friends wherever he went. The district has made counselors available in all school buildings this past week for students and faculty. Superintendent Thompson encourages anyone struggling to please reach out for assistance. There will be a vigil held on Sunday, February 5th from 3 to 5 at the Revent space located in the Norwood Rama Center. The Norwood Police Department responded to a call early afternoon on Tuesday of a single barricaded subject at the Hampton Inn on Route 1. Metro LEC SWAT and Mass State Police were on the scene to assist. Deputy Chief Padden has the full report.
So we got a call sometime around 11:15 for a man that was staying at the Hampton Inn. Possibly he was suicidal. The call came in from a girlfriend. She had told us that he had two guns. We confirmed some information through another police department that he was there by pinging his phone. So we knew pretty much that he was in that area. We sent some officers down to speak to the clerks at the desk. They confirmed that he was a registered guest. They gave us his room number. And then we had to make some decisions whether or not we were, if he's suicidal and he has guns, is he looking to do a suicide by cop or something along those lines. So we had some officers go up. We made the decision to evacuate the 6th floor in the area of the rooms. We had officers go up with what we call ballistic shields. And they came out of the elevator and up the staircase, and we blocked off both ends of the room. As we were there, the hotel was making phone calls to the 6th floor guests. We were trying to evacuate them, but they inadvertently called that particular room. So he poked his head out and he noticed that the officers were there. Fortunately, there was nobody in the hallway at that time. Our officers engaged him in conversation back and forth for a period of time. He indicated to us that he wasn't going to come out of the building and that he wanted to kill himself, and he told us that he had a gun. So at that point, we were really kind of in a position where, we had done what we needed to do by securing the scene, by securing him into a place where he couldn't harm one of our officers. We were going to try and talk him down and engage him in conversation so that he wouldn't harm himself. But we knew this was going to probably be a long-duration event. We did what's called a Metro SWAT call-out. The Metro SWAT team is a number of surrounding cities and towns. We have 3 officers on it. It's a regional team. They responded. Really they have a lot of operational assets that we don't have. They have negotiating teams and psychologists. And so we really had that whole process. We locked down. They came in, they replaced our officers. We pulled our officers back and put them on the perimeter. We had the negotiating team engaged, and we just started talking. And in these circumstances, the longer you're talking, the better off you are. The more likelihood that the success is going to be that he's not going to hurt himself or hurt somebody else. And he indicated to us on a number of times that he didn't want to harm any of us. But you never know when somebody's in that unstable mental position. So it went back and forth, and it was a conversation for 10 hours. And, eventually it turned out the way we wanted. He told us that he would surrender. And our officers the Metro SWAT officers went down. They took him into custody, and it resolved itself in the way that we wanted it to. We were very fortunate. The Metro SWAT assets, having them at our availability, makes a huge difference in our capabilities. And our officers are great and they're very highly trained, and they were able to stabilize the situation right off the bat. but we weren't really set up for a 10-hour standoff. And so the fact that we had them available and the fact that we trained with them, huge help. And the fact that we have trained negotiators that can come out and have that conversation with that guy for 10 hours, and they have a psychologist on hand where she's kind of giving them threat assessments as they come and go, because his threat level was going up and down due to his emotional state. Excuse me. And it really is helpful to have somebody that has that clinical experience giving us he's high threat to others, high threat to himself, he's low threat to others, high threat to himself. And as his emotional state changes, it helps that decision-making process. And when they come down to us and they say, hey, we think we might want to try this. Well, we have all the factors and we can make good decisions based on everything that we know. In this particular case, when somebody's barricaded and they're not a harm to anybody else, we don't want to be that trigger. We don't want to take some action that's going to cause some kind of a problem that's going to either initiate himself to kill himself or to hurt somebody else. And, we were able to talk our way out of this, so it worked out really well. We're very happy.
A big thank you to Deputy Chief Padden in the Norwood Police Department and Metro SWAT for all their hard work. Now let's throw it over to Megan Corbett with an update on the home rule petition story we have been following for the last several weeks.
3 weeks ago, Norwood News reported that the home rule petition to extend the retirement date of Chief David Hayes never made it to a vote. Selectman Donnelly, Selectman Plasko, and Fire Chief Hayes expressed their disappointment with the representation from State Senator Mike Rush and State Representative John Rogers. Last week on Norwood News, Local 1631 Firefighters Union President Paul Ronco responded to the comments made by Selectman Bill Plasko and Chief David Hayes. This week, town meeting members received a 6-page letter from State Representative John Rogers and State Senator Mike Rush informing members why the home rule petition that would have extended the employment of Fire Chief David Hayes was rejected by the state. NCM called Rush, Rogers, Plasko, Mizuko, and Hayes for comment. Chief David Hayes, Senator Rush, and Selectman Plasko do not have any additional comments at this time. NCM has not heard back from Town Manager Mizuko and Representative Rogers. Norwood News will be right back after this break.
Did you know Norwood Community Media has a weekly newsletter? If you are interested in signing up, all you have to do is go to our website, norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Once you're there, scroll to the bottom of the page and click on the Sign Up for Our Newsletter button. All you have to do after that is fill out your first and last name, your email, as well as your zip code. Once you press send at the end of each week, you will have our newsletter in your inbox, ready for you to catch up on all things Norwood.
Last week, Addie's grocery store held their grand opening of the first store on Kerry Place. The curbside-only grocery store is the first of its kind where shoppers do not enter the store to do their shopping. Addie's co-founder Jim McQuaid explains how Addie's takes the challenge out of grocery shopping.
Other traditional supermarkets are just not set up for pickup or delivery. If you think about the in-store shopping experience, that grocery model that's been around for 100 years, at times it's designed at times to be intentionally inefficient. We talk about the milk in every supermarket you've been into is where? It's in the back left corner. And so some of that inefficiency, which makes sense for in-store shopping, they want you to walk down many aisles. They want you to peruse many things. And maybe in a moment of weakness, a few things that maybe you shouldn't be in your cart, jump into your cart. We've reimagined every single aspect of our operation, right, to get exactly what you need reliably, delightfully, conveniently out of our store and into your car so you can get back to what matters most.
McQuaid is excited to have his store in Norwood and is now part of the business community.
It's an incredible town, just full of busy, active families. And for us to be able to fit seamlessly into their lives, that's a privilege. This location is incredible. Right at the intersection of Route 1 and Dean Street, it's a convenient in, convenient out for folks not just all around Norwood, but folks who regularly travel to or through Norwood. And that convenient access lets us take care of so many families that live in the area. The Norwood business community, from the Friends of Norwood Center to the Regional Chamber of Commerce, they have been unbelievably welcoming and encouraging with us. We're proud that they have high values. They have high standards. They've built an incredible community and have welcomed us into it. We hope that we do them proud, the way we operate sustainably, the way we take great care of our team. We talk about paying $20 an hour wages for store team members and $27 an hour for store supervisors. We make those great investments in our team because we want our team to take great care of this community.
Town officials attended the grand opening of Addie's and are so happy to have them part of the community.
We're hoping that this is the first Addie of many's, the Addies of many. The company has a lot of plans for growth, and I think it's exciting to be a springboard for startups like this, to be able to show that we're a business-friendly community, that we're committed to not only seeing businesses find a good spot here, but to thrive here.
Even one of Addie's first customers was Norwood's Economic Development Director, Joe Collins.
I find that Addie's grocery pickup is very convenient. It saves me a lot of time when getting my weekly groceries.
Look for the Addie's Living Local in the coming weeks on Norwood News. Recently, NCM sat down with John Galvani, president of the new One Local Bank. The One Local name change was the result of the merger between Foxborough Federal Savings and Norwood Bank. John explains where the One Local name came from.
Originally, we hired a marketing agency, actually the one we'd used in the past, to oversee that whole process. First thing we did is we mailed out surveys to customers and employees. And on that survey, and you probably got one, and your parents got one, and it asked a bunch of questions. And what we were trying to do is find out from our customers what was important to them. That we were changing our name. It's been Norwood for 130 years, and it's just a question of what was important to them. So the agency got all the surveys back, and then analyzed the surveys. Then he had focus groups with the employees to again pick off some of the things that he found important to customers in that survey, and we had focus groups. Each of them probably went an hour and a half. It was employees and directors. So then from there, they narrowed everything down and they highlighted maybe 3 or 4 main points that came out of the surveys. And some of those points were they wanted the bank to remain local, have a local flavor and a local feel. They wanted the continued investment in the community. And at the same time, not forgetting about the past and yet looking to the future. And a lot of it was offering online banking, which we do, but enhancing that, and the digital focus. So it was a combination of both. It was remembering the past, but yet at the same time looking into the future. The biggest thing is now we have more resources, we have more capital, we have more opportunities to increase the focus, improve our online banking. You can open deposits on your phone. You can do everything, transfer money on your phone. And now we just keep building on that. We never want to be the leader because we'll leave that to Bank of America. But we can't be on the trailing end either. So we have, over the years, improved our online banking and our digital platform, and now we just keep building on it. But the merged bank gives us more opportunities and more resources, and it also gives us 3 more branches to people that just don't. I talked to somebody today in the lobby that has been a customer for 35 years, and she said, and she was talking about online banking, and she said, I just can't use it. I don't want to use it. But I have family in Foxborough, and it's so much better now that I can use another branch. So it's Foxborough, Plainville, and Norfolk. So we go from 1 branch to 4. We've been in town for, as I said, over 130 years. And that's important to us. That's what got us to this point. Our directors, our customers, our employees, so many of them, if either Norwood or Walpole area, and they never want to lose focus that no matter how many branches we have, it started in Norwood. And we just feel such a connection to the town of Norwood, the schools, everything. That is where we started. That is where we will always be, and that is where our focus will always be. And now we have 3 new communities that we will look to enhance life for them through what we can do within the bank.
Thanks, John. We're looking forward to see what One Local does in the future. Now let's go over to Joey DeVingo with school news.
I'm Joey DeVingo, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High School news, 12 seniors in Molly Uppencamp's civics class excelled at the Massachusetts State We the People competition at the Edward M. Kennedy Institute on the Senate in Boston. They have been working in small groups preparing speeches, responding to questions about various constitutional issues, and they presented those speeches and answered follow-up questions from expert judges. The group of Lexi DeCesare, Patrick Brady, and Brooks Foley won an award as the highest scoring group from Norwood, and Joe Green won an award for civic virtue. Congratulations to the students, and thank you to Molly Uppencamp for facilitating this great learning experience. In Coakley Middle School news, students in the Drama Club will be presenting The Snow Queen on Friday and Saturday, February 3rd and 4th at Norwood High School. Come and see as a young girl goes on an adventure to find her friend Kai, who has had his heart frozen by the Snow Queen. Tickets are $5 each and will be sold at the door. Principal Diane Ferreira was proud of the Balch Student Council, who reported some of their work at a recent school committee meeting. Ferreira said the students did a great job representing their school. Nice job by the Student Council, and it was a great learning experience for them to appear in front of adults on live TV. At the Callahan School, students had so much fun at the Winter Wonderland sponsored by the PTA. There was face painting, tattoos, sand art, and bulletin board decorations. Thanks again to the PTA. Also at the Callahan, here are students in Caitlin Alessi's 2nd grade class with the paper dragons to help celebrate the Lunar New Year. At the Cleveland School, grades 4 and 5 students participated in the Books and Beyond Literacy Initiative, chose Gordon Corman's Restart from the 2023 Cleveland School Readers Award. Students had the opportunity to read, write reviews, post memes, and create videos.
Swim team. Swim team! This book is so good. I give it a 5 out of 5. It has the best onomatopoeia. The best onomatopoeia.
First Rule of Fun by Celia Seacrest. It looks good so far. It's about a girl named Malu, and her parents are divorced, I'm pretty sure, and she and her mom have to move to Chicago and get adjusted to life there.
I finished Books and Beyond! I'm very excited. I finished it. I'm so happy. Yay, yay.
The Cleveland also celebrated the halfway mark of the 90th day of the school in a 90s style, complete with overalls, grunge look, butterfly clips, and band t-shirts. Take a look. Last week, the Prescott held their National Spelling Bee contest for 4th and 5th graders. There were 10 finalists, and it was a dramatic back-and-forth ending. The final winner was 5th grader Virat Kakuntla, and he will now be entered into the regional spelling bee competition. Great job to all the contestants. Tune into NCM to watch the spelling bee and check your own spelling skills. Thanks to the Oldham School PTO, the classrooms are participating in Shine Bright workshops. 1st and 4th grade students were taught positive self-talk, how to engage their brain and body, and activating their inner courage. Grades 2, 3, and 5 will be participating in the workshop in the upcoming weeks. Students learned to tap positive phrases and created I Am Stars. Here are a few students showing off what they learned.
I'm fabulous, I'm helpful, I'm fantastic, I'm brave, I'm creative, and I am powerful. I am smart, sweet, strong, and athletic. I am so friendly. I am so friendly. I am so calm. I am so calm. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome.
The Oldham students are excited to see what the next 2 sessions will bring. Well, that's it for school news. The students are always learning, and thanks to all the educators who share their school news with us. Now, let's send it over to Ron Marshalsea with the latest in school sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. First, I want to make a correction that I got wrong on the last sports update. It was the boys 200 freestyle relay that qualified for sectionals, not the 200 medley relay. With that out of the way, let's talk about this week's sports. The girls basketball team has had a few close games recently with a loss to Bridgewater Raynham and a win over Norton 45-44. The team had a big win over Hopkinton 57-34, and with that win, the Mustangs qualified for the state tournament. Congratulations to them, and I hope we keep seeing those wins pile up. The boys basketball team lost to Hopkinton but beat Norton this week 61-55. Their next games are Friday the 3rd at 7 at Ashland and Tuesday the 7th at 7 at Medfield. The girls hockey team lost by 2 to Medfield recently, but were able to beat Westwood 2-0 on the 28th. In the Westwood win, goals were scored by senior captain Jenna Nauman and freshman Olivia Tucker. Their next game is home against Hopkinton, Saturday, February 4th at 4. The boys hockey team season started slow, but these boys are playing with some fire inside of them lately, beating Dover Sherborne 4-2 and Hopkinton 6-3. Senior captain Sean Dittmeyer scored 2, sophomore Ryan Valeri scored 2, and seniors Kevin Broderick and Connor Lydon each had 1 goal apiece. Those 2 wins now extend their winning streak to 8. Their next game will also be Saturday the 4th at 5, away at Ashland. The girls swim and dive team are on a roll with wins over both Hopkinton 81-73 and Holliston 93-82 this week. Bridget Sobel qualified for sectionals in the 100 breaststroke, and the 200 freestyle relay also qualified. The boys swim and dive team has had tough losses to Hopkinton and Holliston this week, but the bright spot for the team in the Hopkinton meet was Anthony Cavanaugh, who was named the athlete of the meet after he managed to drop 40 seconds in his 500. And in the Holliston meet, Michael Flynn again broke his own record in the 100 backstroke. The girls and boys indoor track teams both had tough losses to Medfield this week, but the boys and girls Tri-Valley League Indoor Track Showcase will be taking place on Saturday, February 4th at 9 a.m. Wrestling had a massive win over Holliston, 48-15. NCM was there to capture the win, and the full matchup will be on the community channel as well as on demand on our website next week. The team's next matchup is a tri-meet at home against Weymouth, Bishop Connolly, and Whitman Hanson Regional High School Saturday, February 4th at 10 a.m. As always, be sure to check out NCM's community channel or our website on demand to watch any games within the past week or so that you may have missed. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break. Norwood Community Media has its own video on-demand channels. You can go to our website, norwoodcommunitymedia.org, and click on whichever on-demand channel you are looking for, whether it be things to do in the community, events at the schools, or town government meetings. Once you click on one, you are going to be taken to a screen in which you can search for stories or videos you missed on TV or just want to watch again. Just click on the search bar on top of the page and start typing. Once you've found what you're looking for, just click in the middle of the video where the play button is, and you are off enjoying one of the 3 on-demand channels NCM has to offer.
The Middle School Building Committee met in the GSU Lecture Hall last Thursday. The group received project updates on schedule, construction estimates, and next steps in the project. Proposed budget alternates were also discussed in the meeting. The MSBC will meet again on February 23rd. At the Planning Board meeting Monday night, there was a request for site plan approval for a 16,000 square foot addition at 1 Moderna Way to the building that is already there. With a few conditions, the site plan was approved unanimously by the board. The big topic of the night was that about 40 residents came to the meeting because of the proposed single-family home, 76 Prospect Street, being demolished and replaced by 19 single-family homes. The board ultimately voted to continue this hearing until after acting town planner Sarah Bouchard said the applicant needed to file with the Conservation Commission, which they had not yet done. Last Friday morning, the Neponset River Regional Chamber held their annual meeting and awards breakfast at the Four Points in Norwood. NCM talked to the Chamber President, Tom O'Rourke, and Chair of the Chamber's Board of Directors, Julie Malloy. Tom and Julie explain what the event is and why local businesses should be interested in the Chamber.
Today was our 129th annual meeting of the Neponset River Regional Chamber, where we bring businesses from the community together to sort of celebrate the past year and look forward to the next year. We do a lot. We basically are a connector. We connect business to business, we connect business to the community, and we connect business to local school systems to better the community.
So this event is for all of our members. We had about 130 people attend this morning. We have double that in membership. For all of our members to come together, support the award winners. We always have a speaker of an interesting topic. Today we had the commissioner of the Massachusetts Gaming Commission. So the chamber is comprised of small business, big business. You can get involved with networking events, sharing your professional abilities with others in the community, and it's really a great way to come together, to refer people, to refer yourself, and to just grow your business and grow your knowledge of the region, really. I think just the networking and the community aspect of it, seeing people that you've seen on Zoom for the past couple of years, actually meeting them in person, shaking hands, and really, we're just all here. We have the same common goal to support each other, support the businesses in the region, and just grow our own knowledge and network.
If they care about the community, they should care about the chamber, because that's what we're about. We're about bringing people together, supporting the community, supporting business, and making this a more welcoming place for people to do business. So if they want to be a successful business, we think they should be a part of the chamber.
Norwood Hospital is moving on to the next phase of construction. President of Norwood Hospital, Dr. Sal Perla, provides an update on the construction process and the next steps of the project.
Hello, my name is Dr. Sal Perla, President of Norwood Hospital, and we are here today to provide an update on the new Norwood Hospital. We are very excited and thrilled to announce that the foundation work has begun, actually begun quite a while ago, ongoing. We want to talk about some of the details associated with that, which includes the forms, includes the footings, includes rebar, lots of very exciting stuff that is going to be associated with our new campus. So the work associated with all of the forms, footings, foundation work is going to be ongoing for the next few months. Other updates include utilities such as water, sewer, gas, electricity. All of that work is being done simultaneously with all our partners, cities, private companies, and those are going very well. So behind the scene works is mostly architecture, engineering, and there's a lot of work associated with all of those projects. I attend most of the design meetings. That includes participation from our medical staff, from our nurses, from our technicians, from our support services. We typically meet anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a week. We used to meet in the very beginning phases 40 to 50 hours a week, but now we are on the finishing touches of some of the specialty areas like our cardiac cath labs and our ORs and which type of lights. So that work continues. Definitely we're reaching our milestones there, so that we are in a better situation now to be able to start being able to show more details in the very near future. So I would have to say this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, both for myself, for the medical staff, and for all of the staff that are participating. So we as administrators get to work alongside with the staff, but to be able to actually build something from the ground up and be able to design a cath lab exactly the way you want it as a physician or as a nurse or a support staff member is really a huge opportunity. So when you're in that room, and you've been in that room for the last few years, you've always wanted, geez, I wish I would have had a sink over here. Now we're able to do all that and be able to have that opportunity to really build the most state-of-the-art and efficient workspace. So the next milestone, which we're really excited about, is the phase of steel. And for us, the steel will become much more visual than site work and foundation and footings. So the work, as we've mentioned before, we've secured the raw material for steel several months ago, and now we are starting to ramp up the process for fabrication and then ultimately delivery. So as our project starts a new phase, the primary phase of demo and abatement and a lot of debris removal is coming to an end. So as we go from one phase to another, we want to acknowledge all the partners that we had in the first phase, and to make that phase, so to speak, successful really was with a lot of participation. So the town has been extremely supportive, whether it's been in the very beginning phases, such as easements and changing of zoning. Without any of that, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we want to thank all the town officials who have participated in many late night meetings to get us to where we are today. We want to acknowledge the fire department, who's been with us every step of the way, the police department, who continues to assist with traffic patterns. If you come in and out of any of the streets around the campus, there's large construction vehicles entering and exiting, and the police department has been helping us with traffic patterns, so a big thank you to them as well. And then lastly is, the contractor doing the work, all coming through Suffolk, who has been amazing, but for us, Costello has been in charge of the demo and abatement and all the debris removal, etc. So we want to thank them for their participation as we head on to the next phase in construction. Also just want to do a special thank you to NCM, who has been our communication partner through the entire process, and I know they've committed to helping us through this process for the next couple years. So thank you so much for everything you're doing to allow us to be able to effectively communicate to the town of Norwood and the neighboring towns. The main number to the hospital continues and will continue to be active. So if there are questions or concerns regarding the construction, most importantly for our neighbors, they can call the hospital's main number at 781-769-4000.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.